preparing for a beautiful head, neck and shoulders yin practice. Just beginning to check in, so making yourself comfortable, your physical first. Maybe the palms are up, and begin to notice the sensations in the palm of your hand. Notice the sensations in the pads of your fingers. The sensations all the way up your arms and into your shoulders. At the moment, just awareness of how your neck and shoulder region feel as a whole before you begin your practice. Are you aware as you sit here of any residual energy focused anywhere or any holding patterns of tension? Without trying to change it, let's just see if there is anything that you're aware of. Now as you slowly drop your head, your chin down, notice where you feel any tension. And then gently look up. Slowly to the center. Ease your head to look over your right shoulder. And then slowly turn back to the left. Look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. This time side bend your right ear to your right shoulder. Come up to center. Side bend your left ear to your left shoulder. Come back to center. Take a moment to pause again and feel the sensations around the neck. Soft tissues and also into the bones of the neck. Right up to the base of the cranium and then down to the top of the shoulders. Across the tops of your shoulders. And then down between your shoulder blades, close to the spine, and then follow the muscle as they fan out toward the scapula. Noticing how you are here. As you gently open your mouth, how does your jaw feel today? And then close again. Centering here into your breathing. Beginning to let any sighs bring you more and more into the present moment, into the now. Notice your quality of your breath. And we're just observing the breath at the moment with yin. As we also begin to observe the pause between the breath. The less we begin now to do with effort, the more we can allow to happen within our being, within our system. Any changes that are desiring to happen within you, giving them the space and stillness provides that inner environment for this to happen, because your system knows what it needs. You've done the work by simply showing up to be still. Today we'll really focus on that exhalation and then resting deeply into the pause between your breaths without effort. And then observing when your breathing wants to begin again. Setting your personal intention for your yin space today. It is a beautiful class. that we've got coming up. And let's open the eyes softly. We're just going to take 3 rounds of dragon breath, which requires us to clasp our fingers together. So here, clasping your hands together. Take the hands, the backs of your hands and the fingers underneath your chin. Rest them under your chin. Now inhale here as the elbows come up slightly. And as we exhale, we're going to begin to bring the elbows together. Look up with the head and open the mouth as you exhale through your mouth. Forcefully. Inhale, look straight again. Bring the elbows up. Exhale, look back. Inhale, look straight. Exhale, look back. Let's do it one last time. Inhale. Beautiful. Releasing. And let's take ourselves into our first yin shape. So could you please set your blocks up? And I'm just going to let somebody else into the meeting here. Morning, Nicole. Hi, how you doing? We've just done a grounding meditation to start, but we're just about to do our first yin shape. So I'm going to welcome. It's good to see you. You look summery. So what we're going to need is you're going to need some props, Nicole. Everything's on the floor today because it's yin yoga. Yep. So you're going to need, do you have blocks? No. No, okay. Do you have any books or anything you could use as a bit of firm height or thick cushions? Yeah, you could use those with some blankets over them. 2 for each box? Yeah. Some blankets. So blankets, I've got a bolster if you've got a long bolster, or a thick blanket to lay over top. Yep. We're not cold, so we won't need that. No, the blanket's for props, to prop you up. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Well, Nicole's going to get some stuff. We're going to start in a heart opener. So have a little play. Spend some time here playing and feeling what's right for you today. You might want your blocks low. I'm going to show you the high level today. The thoracic block is underneath your shoulder blades. It's not any lower than that. You want it just below your shoulder blades. And the head block, you may want it so that your head has a little bit of backward extension, like mine is here. Or you may feel you need that head block up a little higher. Now if your blocks are on the highest level, you may feel your knees need to stay bent, but if it's okay for your lower back, allow them to extend down along the floor. And we're going to be here for 5 minutes, so just bear with me when Nicole gets back and I'll gently guide her into this new position for her too. If you want to go the lower level on your block. Hi Steve, how you doing? Are you watching this one? Yes. Okay, great. So what I'm going to suggest, because you guys haven't done this one before, I'm going to say to you, start with your books and lay a little blanket over top of the one that's going to be under your shoulder, behind your shoulder blades. So you're going to have one behind your shoulder blades, between your shoulder blades. Okay, one at the thoracic spine, not down toward your diaphragm, just above there, a little higher between your shoulder blades. So come to lay, so you've got nothing else around your legs, you've got a little bit of space. Rest this one between your shoulder blades, and your other book, you may want to take If you don't feel dizzy or if you don't have low blood pressure, then you're okay to have the head just tilting back a bit. But if you do have low blood pressure at the moment, lift that top head so your head's just a little higher than your heart. Okay, take a moment now, let your physical body settle in. It's really important that you're absolutely comfortable. You should feel a little bit of discomfort, but you should be able to then breathe deeply and allow yourself to drop deeper and deeper. The principles here of Yin are to get the physical into the position, and then we hold absolute stillness. Absolute stillness. So taking your time to make your body really comfortable. Beautiful, that looks good. And so here, if you've got the lower shape of the block today and it feels okay for you, allow your legs to extend long on the floor. That's if your back is happy like that. But if you find your lower back is just feeling it, then bend your knees. It's really important you've got something there for the head. That's it. So let's settle into the here and the now. In Yin, one of the most powerful things is the actual length of time we stay in a pose. Yin is about everything that's close to the core. And that includes bones, it includes the center, our nervous system, our more yin-like tissues. In Yin, we apply absolutely no effort. It is the magic that happens within the stillness and the lack of effort and the surrender that does the beautiful work. Like I said before, you have done the work by showing up and having the intention to be still. The exceptions to stillness are if you find that the position you are in at any time is causing pain and that gets worse and localized, then you know that that's time to come out and change position. If you find that your mind begins to wander, see if you can acknowledge and simply acknowledge, then allow those thoughts to let go. See if you can breathe space into the thoughts rather than follow the path of the content. And even if that means bringing your awareness down to your hara, just below your belly button, and visualizing a tiny gold star there. That can be the anchor for your attention until you find yourself being able to simply drift in the space or expand into the space, which is actually pure awareness. Today's practice is a combination for the heart chakra and the throat chakra. And this being a heart opener, I've given you a little mantra to think silently to yourself. and that is linked to the heart energy. I have a right to be loved. I have a right to be loved. My heart is strong and sensitive and flows with compassion for myself and others. Notice your relationship to the stillness, to the moments of quiet. Can you learn to embrace these, if not even more, than the times of activity? Come to know yourself more in the stillness, in the silence. Come to hear more within the silence, to feel more. Feel yourself softly melting over your block. As the connective tissues let go, as your being lets go, and you're able to drop deeper into yourself, into the space. Breathing is soft and long and slow and deep, without effort. 3 more breaths here. So as we slowly prepare to come out of the shape, if you haven't already got them, then please bend your knees by sliding your feet up towards your bottom, and maybe rolling yourself over to the side and slide your blocks and props out of the way. Your thoracic one, slide that out of the way, and maybe keep your head blocked for the moment. Taking your head block while your back is flat, and you may want to take it underneath the head and just let the corner of it angle into the base of the cranium. And if you haven't got a block, you might want to double your pillow over and just let it kind of round into the fold, the arch of the neck, and let your head just kind of droop back over it a little. Just play. If you have got a block and something firm, then very, very gently turn your head side to side, almost like giving that suboccipital region a little massage. And in the end, everything is done very slow, with the awareness continuously staying within. The meditation is internal with the eyes closed. If that feels okay for your being, otherwise just keep them softly open. So let's take the block away from the head and come back to lay on your back. Lay flat for some time and just allow things to settle for the moment. Notice where you're aware of energy returning. Beautiful. So we're going to get ready to change our position. Please slide your knees and bend your knees, slide your feet and bend your knees, roll to the side and help yourself up with minimal effort. So what you're going to need now is something with a bit of height, like your bolster and your blocks or your books. And when you see what we're going to do, you'll know how much height you actually want. Hopefully that whatever's on top will be something quite firm for you. These are going to be for your hands. This again is a very similar heart opener, but in another position to where you've just been. Some of you may need something underneath the knees and even something under the bottom, but see how you feel. So it's anahata with our hands up. The toes are gently touching, the knees are wide-ish. Can you see how my knees are wide-ish here? You can also use a couch if you've got a couch right there, or a chair, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Have something here just in case your head needs it. So this is the pose. Our hands are rested on our high block, on our high prop, knees are wide, and then allow your forehead to drop either to the floor or to the pillow that you've got there for support. I don't need a pillow there, but I'm going to show you with and without. This is without. My head's not quite touching the floor, but I'm just letting it relax through my arms. My arms are straight, my palms are down, and I'm really feeling that, releasing and also kind of shortening the muscles actually around the shoulder blades, close to the spine. You want to sort of feel your chest surrender through your arms. So take your time. And again, if you need that support for your forehead, use it. If you need more support underneath your forearms, walk yourself closer to your prop. And rather than just your hands on the prop, take your forearms there. That's nice as well. And even your elbows. If you need something under your bottom, pop something under your bottom. Okay, good. And what's really important is that you feel comfortable. If your elbows feel like they're locking, then walk forward and place them on your pillows as well, because you'll still feel it in your shoulder blades. Takes a little time to actually get comfortable in this one. If it's too high, you'll feel like it's just not quite right. So then take a prop off or two. Jenny, I can't see you. No. I can see you up, but not down. So we're not going to spend too long in this pose. If at any point it gets too strong, just bring your arms down alongside you. Just 3 more breaths here in this pose. Very, very slowly. If your arms are still up on your props, walk your arms down. Use your flat palms on the floor, raise your body. Gently, slowly up, keeping your gaze still quite low. If you need a little reprise for your knees and your legs, come on up and just very gently tap the fronts of the shins and feet on the floor. So little taps here. Because we're actually going to be back in a sort of a child's pose now. This one is with a bit of a twist. So you may want just a gentle folded blanket if you need it, and one of your blocks or books in front of you. We're in a wide leg child's pose, so the knees are wide. The blankets may be for your head and shoulder, and the block is to rest one arm on, or you may not even want it, so I want you to play around. So we're going to come down into a child's pose. The right arm will thread underneath with the palm up, underneath your left arm, and the left arm, with or without a block, is in front of you here, and allow your right ear to drop to the floor. So this is going to be a release for the outside of your right shoulder, and I'll show you from another angle. So we're here in child's pose. The right arm threads underneath the left, maybe something underneath the shoulder and the head, or just the head, and the left arm is straight up, or you can have it resting on a block. And as you breathe in, feel the expansion of the rib cage. As you breathe out, allow yourself to relax a little more and let go, move into the space that's created. It's okay to keep the bottom a little higher if you find this too challenging to be all the way down in child's pose. If there's any part of your body that feels like it's straining to hold this position, then make sure you prop it up so you're able to feel, yes, I can soften here. That's it. If you need the pillow under your head and shoulder. Feeling that calming rhythmic motion of your breath. It gently rocks your body like being in a boat on water. We're here for just another 2 breaths. Slowly now, we're going to start to unthread the arm and gently walk your hands. Use your hands to walk your body upright for just a moment of transition. Come slowly, moving gently, and when you're upright, just lean back a little. Just take a little bit of a back bend in transition, just keeping the eyes down, the gaze down, softly leaning back for a moment, or if you need to come upright, just to give your knees a little bit of a break. We've had them bent for a while. Okay, let's do the other side. If you need to give the knees another little bit of a break, just come forward first. Move your top hand block, if you had it this time, the left arm will be threading underneath the right arm. And if you want to keep your hips high, if you have a look for a moment where I am, rather than sitting your hips back, it's okay to keep them high like this and still take your arms in the same position. In fact, you might even feel it stronger in the spine that way. Once again, settle into that rhythmic motion of your breath and the way that it gently rocks your body from within. Be at one with that. This is our anchor. Another 3 breaths here. So when you come out of this, it's important to unthread first, really slow, because that repositions your spine from the twist. And then slowly elevate yourself up. Just notice how your spine is feeling now. We're going to come to Sphinx and lay flat. So if you've got a little pillow, you may want to use it underneath here, underneath the ribs. Coming down to your belly in Sphinx pose. My bolster or pillow is just underneath the breast here, and the elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your hands are in a gentle prayer position. So body is long, let your feet relax down straight, let them roll to the outside edge of your little toe sides of your feet. And this is just simply inducing a little bit of a lumbar spine back bend. Our chin is tucked slightly, and the back of the neck is allowed to be long, crown of the head open and soft and relaxed. So we're holding here, and again, if the mind needs something to kind of work with while you're here, it's only an invitation. You might like to do a little chakra cleanse. So when the body's right, when it's settled and comfortable, then bring your awareness to ride the breath again. And imagine that you have a golden ball of energy down at your sacrum. And as you breathe in, visualize that you're breathing this ball of energy up from your sacrum all the way through the central channel, just anterior to your spine, moving through each chakra, one by one, slowly, as you elongate that in-breath, and draw the ball up to your crown. And as you exhale, allow the ball to again descend slowly back down through your spine to your sacrum. As you breathe in again, draw that energy ball up through the root, through the sacral, through solar plexus, through heart, through throat, third eye, to the crown, allowing to descend third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root. And next time, as you breathe in, take it to the chakra where you need that golden energy ball most, where you need a little bit of focus, and stay there for a breath or two, breathing in expansion directly into the center of that chakra, realigning it back into the center, and continue on your own. Wherever you need more healing right now, or more energy or more attention. Meditate on that space where you feel you need to be, and just give it pure love and awareness. Wherever your focus goes, wherever your intention goes, energy flows. This is facilitating prana moving into these places. Now if where you are is beautiful for you, please stay there. But if you want to induce your back bend a little bit more, then I'm going to invite you to extend your hands out in front of you, straighten your arms, and as you raise your upper body up, you'll feel more of a back bend in your lower back. This is seal pose, and it's only if you want to increase the back bend. This is stimulating your kidney chi. If you find when you've done that your bottom squeezes to protect your lower back, then I might suggest that you slide down just a tiny bit. Just notice if any tension is crept up in the jaw or the neck, and invite this area to soften. Keeping your breath very gentle. In particular, focus on your exhalation and allow it to be as long as it can. Just another 2 breaths here. With your hands wide and your flat palms, you'll feel your arms are feeling quite active. This is stimulating your heart and lung meridian as well. See if you can keep your neck soft. Okay, slowly lower all the way down. Now take a moment to completely rest. You take a big deep breath out. Slowly now, use your hands, push yourself up and come to your knees. You're going to have your bolster or your makeshift bolster, pillows, built up blocks, vertical in front of you here. Okay, and build it up to a point where it's not too high, but it's going to be firmly supportive for you and comfortable. This is called 90-90 pose, and it's a twist for your whole spine. We're going to come to sit on our left hip, and just trying to work out the best way you're going to be able to see this. We're side saddle, and our left hip bone is going to be in line with the vertical bolster, and your left knee is facing out to a right angle from that. Your left leg is in front. Your right leg is behind you at a 90-degree angle. So front leg is at 90 degrees, back leg is at 90 degrees. I'll show you this way so I can show you. Front leg 90 degrees, back leg, and the bolster is aligned here with your hip. Can you see that? So sort of side saddle. Sit on your left hip, left leg is in front, and then where we're going from there is we're going to turn and straddle both hands over your bolster and lay your chest down on your bolster with your legs in this 90 degree on the left hand side leg, 90 degree on the right. It can take a little time to get what that actually is. And this is for the whole spine twist. In particular, you'll feel it in the lower back. So I'll stay here while you kind of work out what's right for you. That's it, Nicole. Yeah. Now bring your front of your left shin forward a little, your left foot, and take your right leg back a little more. Yep, good, good. That's it. Yes. And yes. And now straddle your bolster. So straddle your hands over your bolster and lay down. You've got it. And just wiggle your body into the place where you feel this twist best for you. If you were here, I would give you some of my bolsters. That's it. If you find that you're not feeling that enough and you want more of a twist, then rather than laying your ear on the left ear, turn and lay on the right ear. So turn your head all the way around. But that's only if you need more twist. Okay, once your body is in position, then find your stillness. Settle down the breath. Settle down all sense of effort. Coming back and feel that rhythm in your breath. If your mind has thoughts now, see if you can go to where you feel those thoughts are and take your awareness into the energy rather than into the content. And just allow your breath to rest with the energy wherever it's gathering right now. Just give yourself permission to be there without feeding into the thoughts or the content. And just observe, maybe feel the feelings, but observe, sense the energy, and be the energy, not the thought. going to slowly get ready to raise the upper body up, but keep the legs where they are. Use your hands, push yourself up without straining your back. And we're simply going to change sides. So the way we do that, the simplest way is to place your hand behind you, swivel your back to your bolster, and turn to simply lay on your right hip this time. Come to the upright position, and then straddle and lay down. If you're finding that you're not feeling it, then feel free to lift the head and turn and lay all the way on the left ear rather than the right. And then settle back down in the breath. Just 3 more breaths here. Allow 3 deep, strong, but gentle breaths. So let's begin to softly and slowly come on out. Using your hands here, raising up. And we're going to spin with your back to your bolster. If you need to firm it up now, if you've got a makeshift bolster, firm it up to make it firm, because we're going to lay back over it. It's going to be like a prop for your spine. You also want to have another blanket that you want to roll up into a firm, like kind of sausage, like I've got this one here. Something firm, because it's going to go under your neck to let your head drape over it. That's it. So our bottoms are going to be on the floor and the bolster behind you. The legs, you have a choice. Let's start with them bent for the moment, and I'll show you the options now actually. One of the options when you're laying down on your back will be simply to drop your knees with your soles of your feet together and come into a butterfly pose. The other option is bent with your knees resting in, or the third option is just to let them be long, down straight. The bolster is going to be behind your spine, your bottom on the floor. And if you feel like you need a bit of space between your lower back and the bolster, wiggle the bottom forward a little. As you lay down, the blanket I've got you to roll into a sausage, nestle it into the nape of the neck and let your head drape over. Wiggle your shoulders around them, lift your hips and then reposition, and then either let your legs go long or allow the knees to open out into Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Your palms are up, which will allow your chest to soften and your shoulders to open. Or let the legs go long and just let them relax. Again, take all the time you need to find your comfortable position here. And when you're found where you're going to be comfortable for the next 5 minutes, I'd like you to come back to the breath. That's it, just allow yourself to melt into your props. Coming back to the breath, and then let's bring the awareness to your throat chakra and to the throat area in general. Awareness at the throat. Take some time to notice the sensations that you feel around the neck and the throat. And when you become aware of how you are in this area, your throat, what other parts of your body enter your awareness? Are there any areas that link to how this part of your body is feeling right now? The sensations. Now notice the pattern of your breath. as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Continue to allow the breath to become smooth and full. Sending again your awareness to your throat, your mouth and your ears. To all of the area where your throat chakra is located. Aware of the throat and aware of the breath. Now call to your mind the colour blue. Sense this colour blue in any way that you wish. Maybe you see it simply for what it is, the colour blue. Maybe you sense it as the pale blue sky, or a crystal blue sea. Now in your mind's eye, allow the blue image to become a blue liquid or light or maybe mist. And imagine it being within and around your throat. Sensing a cleansing blue liquid, a glowing light, or a blue healing mist around your throat. Your throat chakra is associated with your right and responsibility to express yourself and to be heard based on your inner authority. It is related to recognizing your true inner essence. Your true inner essence. And to experience this is to start to notice the more subtle aspects of who we are within, connecting with the light within our subtle body. Throat chakra is also about letting go of dishonesty and being accountable for your actions is healthy and healing. Continue to focus on the colour blue in whatever energy form it has come for you right now. Allow healing and any transformation that is taking place to just be. To assist this and to help integrate the lessons linked with the throat chakra. Some statements that you may wish to use. I express myself clearly. I have the right to be heard. I release and let go any dishonesty. I am creative and I can speak the truth. Just have another minute to be here. Allow yourself to be with the experience. Providing a beautiful safe space for anything to arise. Not pushing anything down. Facilitating expression, feeling, awareness, insight. The sound for the throat chakra is hum, hum, hum. And the balancing vowel for this is E, E, or E. So as you sense maybe these sounds coming from the energy field relating to the expression of truth of your being, we're going to prepare to come for Shavasana. And if you wish to stay over your bolster, if you're comfortable there, then you're more than welcome to stay there. But if you feel like you now need to lay flat or to lay with your legs extended long, even resting over bolster, then slowly come out of butterfly if you were there. Let your legs be long and let's find your place for Shavasana. If you're chilly, take a blanket. Lay flat. And today I'm going to play you some sound. So find your place of comfort for Shavasana. If you feel like resting into the sounds of the throat chakra as I play the bowls and the chimes, you may like to choose to constantly feel that sound E, like as in E, or hum, H-A-M, and repeating this, hum, hum, inside yourself. You can sound the vibration inside, or simply rest in silence as I play the sound. time now to come back to this time and place. If you have time and you wish to stay there and lay for longer, please feel free to. But if you are returning, then bring your attention back into your breathing. Start to notice the surrounding sounds that you hear in your environment. Feeling where your body is resting on the floor. Noticing how your body feels now, the sensations, how your neck and shoulders and throat and jaw from when we started the session. Bring to mind your intention for your session, and then slowly start to bring movement back, maybe to your hands and fingers. Starting to make that a little more bigger movements by gently stretching the body. And when you feel ready, roll yourself off to the side, unless you're seated already. But if you're laying down, then roll onto your side and give yourself a hug when you're on your side. And the hug that we have, the intention that we put into our hug, as we close our eyes and hug from the core of our being, is that we're hugging someone or something that we feel complete and utter unconditional love for. And within that tiny, pure point of awareness, where there's nothing else but unconditional love and unreserved love, then we imagine that that threads through the entire collective field and it reaches the hearts and minds of anywhere there's suffering. In our entire human family and animal kingdom and all aspects of nature. Every element that has consciousness then thread through and visualize this love reaching everything, wherever there's suffering. And when you feel ready, using your hands, unless you're there already, please very slowly return up to seated. Notice that your breath is probably clearer. Thank you for practicing, everybody. Namaste. Love to you all. I'll stay on for just a couple of minutes if anybody wants to stay on. I'll just stop this